Hello and welcome to a whole new episode of your program Culture Magazine. Allow me to accompany you through a journey of diverse segments from culture, heritage, traditional works, dazzling ballet performances, opera singing and diverse visual art exhibitions. And now let's kick off with our episode. In our program, we're always keen to tackle the artistic movement that is happening here in Egypt. Not just that, but also to visit lots of diverse visual art exhibitions. And now let's have a closer look. In every city, there are stories that cannot be told through words alone. There are also written through light and shadow, faces and places, memories and traces of time. In his photographic exhibition, The City, Egyptian visual artist and photographer Ayman Lutfi opens a visual window onto a world where memory intertwines with reality, where people become part of the landscape, and where the city itself emerges as the central protagonist of the narrative. Ayman Lutfi is regarded as one of the leading figures of contemporary fine art photography in Egypt and the Arab world. He is widely recognized for a distinctive artistic practice that blends photography, visual arts, and performative elements to create works rich in humanistic and philosophical depth.
Today, this is my exhibition. I'm talking about the city, our own city. I'm not talking about it is like international concept, because now we know all the world is going into the modern architecture and modern building, and many people start, or many places start to lose the identity of the places. So I'm talking here to save the identity that we grow up, our homes, our lands, our country, our cities. So everything changed. So, and it is just a small call with a gentle way. I'm calling the people, let's try to save our nations, our society, our identity when we're doing the modern architecture. Because the modern architecture, we can see now how the world looks like. The people start to look very aggressive with each other, no friendly feeling. So this is depend on the architecture. I recognize that the architecture and the building affect the behavior of the people all around the world. So we start to lose the friendly feeling around us. So this is like a gently call by artistic way to say, let's save our identity and let's save greens around our land And everywhere, by the way, I'm not talking about Egypt because I'm going around the world everywhere, and the people have the same problems. That's not just like problem. This is a modern life. The modern life start to affect the behavior. So we miss the places that we grow up. So here we just say, please take care our identity, our land. Use the natural material when you do building. Use your own historical style, historical art when you make the design of the new building. I'm saying this by my way. My way in photography, we know that photography is that you record a moment or a second exists in the life. But when I'm doing this style, I mean that I imagine something deep in my heart, deep in my mind. So I'm doing this style of surrealist photography, and it is not very popular, but you can find it around the world. Many photographers go to this way of photography because you can use this style to say about a word not exists in the world. It's different kind of photography, but I like it because I can explain what's going deep inside of me by this way. It's just a call to save what we grew up, to save our nation, our nationality, our identity, the styles of the buildings that we grow up. I mean, each country have his own historical places. Like it's all around the world, not in Egypt only, but let's take example as Egypt. We grew up in the old Egyptian style and the Islamic style and the Coptic style and even Crete style. We have a lot of civilization in our country. So we have to take care about this and save it and use it in the architecture, the new architecture. You know, I visit many countries that they use the natural rocks from their land and doing very beautiful artistic design. Really, we don't have to use a lot of marble, a lot of windows like glass, a lot of metal in the building. No, we can use the natural rocks or natural materials that came from the land, because if we respect the natural materials that came from our land, will affect our soul, because when you go into modern solid material, we lose our emotional exactly. And this is always, we can find it everywhere, and the people is changing. You know, you find the war everywhere, and the people doesn't, you know, all the places in Cairo, we know all the neighbor around us, we have a relation with door to door, but when you're living in this close community, okay, you didn't feel like home. I mean, it's like a prison. I mean, when you're living around walls, inside walls, this is very hard. And even whatever you live, if you're living in a most beautiful hotel in the country, and when you just sleep then, and then you try to go out to see the places outside the house. And if you're living in a place surrounded with walls, you can't live all the time. I mean, you need to go out. I need to go out. I mean, this is the nation of the people.
Lutfi graduated from the Faculty of Arts at Ain Shams University in 1991 and began his professional career in fashion design and art direction before turning to photography in 1998, where his artistic talent ultimately found its most powerful form of expression. Throughout his career, he has held several important international positions in the field of photography, including serving as Middle East Director of the Photographic Society of America, PSA. He has also received numerous international memberships and fellowships in fine art photography.
If we're talking about the beautiful places in Egypt that still have it is identity. I like to go to Siwa. Siwa is the place, and Aswan, Luxor, Nuba. These places you can feel the soul of the Egyptian people and the soul of our country. So I wish Cairo to be like this, okay? And we save the places that still have its soul. Or I don't mind to do technology because the modern architecture is very important, but we have to use the natural material and the natural identity of the Egyptian.
This is the most beautiful artwork in the exhibition to my heart. This is the session with my friend Walid Aouni. He's a modern art dancer, one of the most famous art dancers in the world, not in Egypt only. And Walid is my close friend, and Walid meaning for me is he is a symbolic of freedom. When you talk with Walid or work with Walid or meet Walid, you feel you have a freedom. So he is full of positive energy when you talk to him, and watch how he doing his design his modern dance shows. He's full of freedom, full of activity, very creative person, and I'm very proud to have one of his image here with me in this exhibition. Thank you, Walid, for supporting. Walid Aouni is the symbolic of the freedom to all the people around the world.
Photography, like visual art, is a form of message and expression. The same can be said about painting, cinema, and theater. All of them carry a deep artistic dimension. Through the photographic image, I can see how the photographer Ayman Lotfi captures moments and creates rhythm through the image itself. Time seems to stop within his photographs. What is remarkable is how he connects theater and dance through photography. This is part of the secret behind his success in working with symbolism and surrealism. It reflects the true ability of an artist like Ayman Lotfi, who places me within a surreal atmosphere, where time pauses and movement becomes an expression of freedom and liberation. I was genuinely surprised and touched by the photograph he presented of me in the exhibition. And I hope that one day I can also place him on the theater stage within my own artistic works, just as he placed me within one of his images in his exhibition.
Throughout his career, he has held several important international positions in the field of photography, including serving as Middle East Director of the Photographic Society of America, PSA. He has also received numerous international memberships and fellowships in fine art photography. His work has been exhibited in many international exhibitions and biennials, including the Venice Biennial, and he has also received prestigious awards in China, Austria, and Egypt. further establishing his reputation as one of Egypt's most distinguished contemporary photographic artists.
All the time I wish to do a complete black and white exhibition, but I didn't have the chance, or I didn't have uh, the power to do it, because I didn't want to lose the color. When I'm finished my artwork, all the images, I like the color because the color delivers the message more easier there. But in artistic way, I like the black and white, because the black and white, the most artistic technique in the photography, and most of the photographer and the viewers like the black and white style. So I made this part. This is a collection from some of the artwork in the exhibition. I converted it into black and white. And by the way, it is not easy job to do black and white photography, because you need a strong contrast between the true white and the true black, and in the middle we can call it the mid-tones. So this technique is really take a lot of work more than the color. The color is very easy. You can convert the shot, and you put in the shot you put the color. It's very easy. But when you convert it in black and white, you start all the image from the beginning again to make the contrast between the black and white.
For me, photography is very important, because this is the only solution to say no. If I need something, I didn't like it or affect my emotionally, so I'm saying no with a gentle way, by artistic way. And I think they have to give the chance to the artist to say what they are feeling, because we are better than the religious extremists. I mean, let the cultural people talk and say no, because we say no with a gentle way, with supporters, and be sure that all the Egyptians, and we have our own genetics, that kind of love, so we have to support this. Keep the artists doing art, and keep the artists say their language, I mean what they want to explain. So this is the only way to live in artistic country, we say, and save our beauty.
The Cairo Opera House is the cultural lighthouse of the Middle East. It presents serious arts and an address of Egypt's artistic and cultural identity, exporting a lofty image of our dear Egypt and exposing this nation to a diverse range of cultural exchange. So let's watch together.
As part of the Cairo Opera House ongoing mission to preserve and celebrate Egypt's cultural heritage, a remarkable musical evening was held, bringing together the charm of Eastern music and the magnificence of orchestral performance. The Cairo Symphony Orchestra, conducted by Maestro Ahmed Al-Saidi, performed at the main hall of the Cairo Opera House, featuring the Japanese trump solist Haruka Sakamoto, Opera House Arabic music singer Amira Ahmed, and the a cappella choir. Maestro Ahmed Al-Saidi is one of Egypt's most distinguished orchestral conductors and composers in the field of the classical music. He serves as the artistic director and principal conductor of the Cairo Symphony Orchestra at the Cairo Opera House, and regularly leads major musical events and concerts. He has also played a significant role in introducing and promoting major symphonic works to Egyptian audiences. Al-Saidi is renowned for conducting performances of masterpieces by the world-famous composers such as Ludwig van Beethoven and the Patrulci Tchaikovsky. He has contributed to the development of the Cairo Symphony Orchestra's artistic programs and introduced specialized concert series dedicated to the classical music. As a composer, he has also presented several original works within the orchestra's repertoire. And in a rich musical journey that blended heritage with innovation, the Cairo Symphony Orchestra performed a selection of timeless Arabic compositions by legendary Egyptian composer Muhammad Abdul Wahab, including I Don't Know, Ken Ajmal Yom, and Tonight the Week Celebrates its Festival. Muhammad Abdul Wahab is regarded as one of the most influential figures in Egyptian and Arab music, known as the Eternal River and the Musician of Generations. Abdul Wahab earned these titles because of his immense artistic legacy and lasting impact on development of Arabic music. His extraordinary talent spanned generations, and he was a pioneer in introducing musical innovations that transformed Arabic music throughout the 20th century. The orchestra also performed a variety of other distinguished works, including Polka Shahata by the composer Shahata Saad, Longa Nahawan by Jamil Bek El-Tamburi, and Yaman Rama Al-Hubbu Wasar by Abu Khalifa Al-Qabani, and famous Andalusia Muwashah. In addition, the Cairo Symphony Orchestra presented the suite for the film Savage Desire, introduction and variations for the Trump Tenor Orchestra, the poem I Will Not Cry by Palestinian poet Fadwa Tuqan, and Samia Nahwan from the film Of the Path of Happiness. These works were composed by the evening's conductor, Maestro Ahmed Al-Saidi. This concert reaffirmed the music's unique ability to build bridges between different cultures through a harmonious blend of authentic Arabic creativity and modern orchestral vision. The evening embodied the spirit of the past, the depth of history, and the richness of the tradition, while celebrating the beauty and diversity of music across the ages, honoring the legacy of great composers and pioneering singers.
In our program, we're always keen to tackle the events that revive our history and heritage, so let's take a closer look.
In the heart of historic Cairo, among streets that carry the fragrance of the past and the spirit of the present, Art Street stands as one of the cultural initiatives that has brought new life to one of the capital's most prestigious streets. Here, the scene is not limited to historic buildings and heritage facades. Instead, it extends into an open space for art, creativity, and interaction between artists and the public. Art Street is located on Sherifain Street in downtown Cairo, a street with a long history closely connected to the city's commercial and cultural movement. For decades, it has witnessed many transformations, from the era of Khedive Ismail, who sought to create a modern city comparable to Europe's great capitals, to the present day as the street regains its role as a hub for cultural and artistic life. The idea of Art Street emerged as part of the broader efforts to revive downtown Cairo and reintroduce it as a center for creativity and culture. The goal was not merely to organize temporary artistic events, but to create a public space where everyone could enjoy art free of charge, beyond the walls of traditional galleries and theaters. As soon as you enter Art Street, you will notice that the entire area transforms into an open-air stage. Here, live music fills the atmosphere there, folk performances capture the audience's attention, and in another corner, visual artists showcase their work directly to the public. Every part of the street tells a different story, and every event adds a new color to a grand artistic canvas taking shape in the open air. The street also hosts a variety of artistic workshops for both children and adults, offering opportunities to experience drawing, handicrafts, and the creation of traditional crafts. These activities are not only entertaining,